Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited for today's video. I'm doing a Q&A, answering a ton of questions that you guys have for me. And I'm so sorry I've been so dead on YouTube. I came on, I made like 2 videos, and it's just like, I got so caught up with life and stuff. So I'm just excited to like update you guys and answer all of your questions, like in depth. So I did one of those like story polls on my Instagram at Bella's Balance. If you don't follow me, you should, because I post a lot of fun stuff and I have the most fun on that platform out of all of my platforms. So basically, I just got my nails done today, so that's why you're gonna see a picture of nail inspo in there, but like those are all of my questions. I don't really have an order or anything prepared, so I'm just gonna kind of click one I took a screenshot of. Tips for balancing school and fitness. So I see this because I play flag football, I run and work out in my free time, I'm an IB student, so I'll start with what my classwork is like. Basically, I have HL Econ, and then I have A Push. I'm also taking IB Spanish, and I'm in English. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember what other classes I have? I don't think I'm missing anything. I have 1 study hall period. HL Econ, did I already say that? I don't know. So it's really not that difficult. And sorry that it's pretty vague. The workload gets really, really heavy, but the curriculum itself, I feel like, is something I was really well prepared for. I went to a private middle school and elementary school that was like really focused on English and reading education. So I was really well prepared for that area. So it's been good. With schoolwork, if I have an assignment to get done, I make sure I get it done when it's due. And it's like, how do you stay disciplined to do it? You just know that's what you have to do. Sometimes you're gonna have to do things you don't like 100% want to do, or that don't make you the happiest, but it's like for the better you in the long run, and you have to think about what you prioritize more. Like, is it now and just like a momentary satisfaction, or your well-being in the long run? So for balancing that IB life with fitness, it's all about knowing your time. So since fitness is something I have a passion for, I've decided like this is something I want to do every single day. So I'm going to make it work. If your passion was making bracelets, you're gonna find a way, a little time, like pocket of your day where you're gonna make bracelets just because it's something you like to do. So I find my perfect balance by rewarding myself with fitness sometimes. Like, okay, finish 6 more questions, then you're allowed to go do your weights workout. Or, hey Bella, I know you really wanna work out like first thing this morning, but that means you gotta get on your school grind and complete the assignments you have to as soon as you get back. And it's just knowing like how to balance and manage. You don't want to try to do too much of one thing at one time if you have deadlines. You have to prioritize the things with deadlines. Okay, so this next question is, what kind of job do I want to have in the future? And there's a lot of questions in here that were about where I want to go to college, like what I want to do with my life, and I don't know. Right now I'm a junior in high school, so I'm doing all those mandatory assignments that are a pain, but you have to do them. Like, I took my SAT, it was actually quite enjoyable. I got my score back soon, so woo! And then I'm doing just all my schoolwork, and it's a lot right now, but like it's where I am in the process. I live in Florida, so I have like Florida prepaid. I can get college credit if I like work for it, so I'm probably gonna end up going to school in Florida just because it's free. But like, it would be really fun to either be in California or Hawaii, because I literally love the beach. I've grown up with it. I've never been more than 45 minutes away, so I can't see a future where I'm like far from the beach, like landlocked, I don't know, like South Dakota kind of state. I don't know, just anywhere in the middle doesn't work as well for me. I still think like Colorado's beautiful. I love going skiing there and things like that, but for me it's warm weather over like cold weather all the time. So how that college like leads into my future, I dream big, because if I don't dream big, like no one's going to for me. So like obviously it would be ideal if I could like live in a van and like have my own van and like travel across the country. And what I would do for a living is I would have these like amazing partnerships for like things that I use all the time, right? And then I would be traveling across the country and I would record YouTube videos / TikToks, document it all on Instagram of me running at different locations all across the world. So like obviously if I'm in a van, I can only do things in the United States or like the continental United States for a certain period of time, but that can take up like as long as I want. So I could put polls on my story like, hey guys, I'm gonna be in Idaho, like where's your favorite trail in Idaho? What should I run? What do you want to see? Anyone have any favorite food recommendations? So then I can like visit those places, be running all the time, keep in touch with my audience. Like that would be the dream life. And I go to the beach and I get to be like on the water, and things like that are so much fun to me. I love like jet skiing, water activities, so much fun, just as much as I love tanning and just chilling. That would basically be my dream life. Another thing about the future, now you probably don't know about me, I don't want to have kids and I don't want a husband. Like, I want to be by myself doing my thing. If I have a boyfriend, sure, like, that would be really fun, but you have to be totally down to travel and run and experience new things and like live life with me. Like, that's what it's all about, doing what makes us happy. And I'm gonna have to grind on like some sort of work at some point, but like if I could find a way that I'm like creating content for a living, just recording myself running, like that would be so much fun. Experiencing different workouts maybe in the area, if I wanted to take a cycle class at like a famous cycle spot in your local town, like getting to meet people. So I've basically had like probably 5 times that people have come up to me in person and been like, oh my god, you're Bella Horizny, like it's so nice to meet you. And it makes me so happy. Like during cross country season, a girl came up to me after a race. We raced together. She finished before me. She's amazing. And she was like crying in tears and made me tear up, and she like recognized my dad. It's just so amazing. And 450,000 people on TikTok, like seeing my face, that doesn't resonate with me. Like I can't even imagine that many people. And I just want to like talk to them all, and I just want to like hang out with them and like see their perspective on life. That's why I love talking to so many different people, just like to get how they view things, because I'm only gonna know the way that I view things during my entire life. Like I can see other people's perspectives, but my personal way of interpreting is like it's set in stone, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it can obviously change, but I just like getting other people's like takes on situations. Which kind of answers another question that I got in here, which was, do you consider yourself introverted or extroverted? I'd go extroverted. I literally love people. It's so exciting. Like I want to find a way that I'm traveling and following my passions and doing what I love, but interacting with someone new every day. Like it could just be momentary, but I live for social interaction and things like that. Top travel destinations. I don't know that much about like where I want to go out of the United States, because it's like never been in pictures, so I haven't really dreamed about it, but like that's something I should do. That would be really fun. I went to Hawaii when I was like 8 and I loved it. I went scuba diving, which is so much fun. It's like a mix of snorkeling and scuba diving, so you're like 40 feet below, so it's not as scary as scuba diving, but you get to see cooler things than you do just snorkeling like 10 to 15 feet. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. So that's why I love Hawaii. How did you know that you loved running? So basically, I'd been doing volleyball forever. I did it like 3rd grade all the way until my sophomore year of high school. And then I quit to do cross country my junior year because I started running my sophomore year. So there was a point where I did volleyball, beach volleyball, running in my free time, and flag football. So basically an average day would look like I would wake up. Okay, well, I had multiple different routines, so I'm gonna go through them. I would wake up, I would go to school, I would go to flag football practice from 4 to 6. and then I would drive to volleyball practice that starts at 6:30. I would do volleyball from 6:30 to 8:30, and then I would get home around 9 and I would run a mile. That's when I like first started running. I did a mile a day, and after about a week, I became addicted. That's when I knew I loved running. I just kept doing it, even though I had like other things. It was like I lived for that like 9-minute period where I got my first mile in. Like, it was amazing. And then my routine changed, and I would wake up at 6. I would run 3 miles before school. Then I would go to football and volleyball, and that would be it. Then volleyball season ended. It was just football, and then we went into quarantine time, and that's where I was able to expand to like 5 miles, 10 miles, like farther distances. So yeah, kind of went on a little tangent there, but the farther distances things reminds me of another question I screenshotted. It was, do you ever see yourself running a marathon? And like, I'm very in the moment. Like, if I want to, I will in the future, but right now I don't really want to. It's just not something I look like. The farthest I've ever run is 11 miles. So a half marathon would be the first thing to tackle. I would have to completely change my prep and my routine, which I'm going to get into next. I'll actually just get into that right now. My routine was pretty much the exact same, set in stone for a year, like with COVID. So I did the same exact thing. I would wake up at 6. I would do my ab workout. I would run 4 miles. I would get my day started. That was it. And then I do flag football and like athletics, and I was like that kind of stuff, but that's like secondary. And then, oh, I'm thirsty. Sorry. Quick water break. And then recently, like a month ago, I decided like, okay, I would like to have some muscle. Like, I see influencers and fitness people, and like, I'm a teenage girl, so I'm gonna compare myself to some of these people and look up to them and be like, wow, she looks really strong. And like, I developed straight into a runner's body. For volleyball, I had a volleyball body. I've always been really thin, but I adjust to whatever sport I'm doing at the time. That's like, your body changes, it's normal. So I decided that I wanted to try to put on muscle to see if I could get that tone, that definition, that like muscle, like that pump feeling. It was crazy. So I upped my eating. I never really tracked or did anything like that during volleyball or football or running. And then when I got to lifting and trying to incorporate that routine, they were like, I don't even know what you're doing. I was like, yeah, I eat really healthy. I eat like a lot of snacks. I eat like a lot. And they were like, whatever it is, triple it, quadruple it. Like, you just need to go big, because like, you're naturally like slender build. So for you, you're gonna have to really eat. Like, that's basically what they said. So I had her like lay out a bunch of foods, meals, how many times, whatever. This is just a trainer from Crunch Gym, for context. And I was eating 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, pretty much. And that was very difficult. There were some days where I could only manage to get to like 3,000, 2,500. And I would be like, it's okay. Like, you have to give yourself grace if you can't. Like, I was taking on a really challenging feat. So I was really kind to myself through that, like, or tried to be really hard. So if I would have a 3,000 day, I'd be like, okay, just really hit that goal tomorrow. Like, you have to, you had your lax, hold yourself accountable. And accountability is key to committing to any process. So basically, I started lifting, and I did that for about 3 weeks. And it was the most mentally challenging thing I've had to do physically, like workout wise. It was so much harder than any athletic thing for a sport I've had to do, harder than running any distance, like, was the eating and mental part, because I just had to keep pushing and fighting mentally. It was really bad for me. Like, running put me in this clear, perfect headspace for me personally. And then when I got into lifting, I was so committed and I really wanted to do well at something that was super challenging for someone in my position. And I was just mentally drained. And then I started seeing results. I put on a little muscle and gained probably 10 pounds. So I was really proud of that. Like that's what I was trying to do with getting muscle. So that was awesome. And then my energy levels like plummeted. I was exhausted. I would like come home from the gym and like be doing my schoolwork and stuff and then lay on the rug and pass out for like 30 minutes. And I have stuff to do. I don't have time to do that. And like, I had never felt that way when I was running like 4 miles a day every single day. During this lifting period, I ran 2 miles a day, pretty much on a consistent basis. And so I cut my running in half and I was doing about 40 to 45 minutes of lifting. And then I started experiencing my hair falling out like a lot. And I did some research into it, and it's like this massive spike in your natural testosterone levels causes your hair to fall out. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So I asked all my friends that started lifting, and they were like, yes, this has happened to me. Like, I've been in this big bulk. I've been going on like for my initial 3 weeks period, like this happens. And I've talked to like a whole community of lifters and nutritionists. And it's amazing that like, I had no idea this was something that could happen to you. And that like really freaked me out. I was in a bad mental space with lifting. It made me not enjoy working out, which is something I've enjoyed since I was like 8 years old. And I was like, okay, you wanted to try something new, and that's not always going to work out. And you have to be okay letting yourself fail and understand that like, you're going to try new routines, you're going to try new things in life, and it's not always going to work out. So I decided 45 minutes of lifting does not work for me. For me personally, I can't have that part of my routine. It left me drained, exhausted, mentally and physically. So I cut back. I cut back to 10 minutes of lifting a day, and I brought back running all the way into my life. So I got really excited about it. So I started doing like 5 or 6 a day because I was so excited to have something I love back in my life. And then my lifting down a lot. I'm not like counting anymore because like trying to count up to 4,000 was mentally draining and exhausting every single day. Sorry, I keep repeating that phrase. Like that's just how I felt. And I'm so glad that's still up until like, that was a week ago. I'm only back into my normal, like focusing on the love and joy I have for working out for like the past week. So it's really nice to be back. My energy is like out of this world. I'm just so much happier. Anyways, so I do like 10 minutes of lifting. I do my normal 4 miles. As soon as I started doing that for like this week, I haven't had to clean out a hairbrush yet every time I brush my hair, which is so nice. Like my hair is not falling out anymore. I still am like getting to lift a little bit of weights, but it's not leaving me horribly fatigued all day. I found my personal balance, and that's going to be so different for everyone. So I guess if you got anything from that story, you're allowed to experiment with different workout routines and like different, I don't know, workouts and like apply it to any aspect of life. Like you're allowed to try any new routine and thing and not like it. Like you don't have to like everything you try. You can make your own adaptations and adjustments to find the perfect routine for yourself. So yeah. Am I feeling good today? Yeah, I'm feeling good today. Do you ever feel insecure about your body? Yes. Insecurity is natural, and especially with like such a big platform that I'm so grateful to have, and I'm going to start using more. That's like my promise to you guys. Like I have this platform and I want to do so much good. Like my love for just talking to people and helping people, like I want to do that. I want to help you feel good. I don't want to give you set workouts and meal plans and say do this, because every single person is different. My needs, my wants, my desires are going to be so different than yours, just because we're in different places in life. We're different people in like so many different ways. But yes, I do feel insecure about my body sometimes, and that's completely normal. You're allowed to have those feelings, and you're not any less of a person for feeling that way about yourself. But you do have to be kind to yourself and remind yourself that you're not like everyone else. You are different. You are special in your own way, and you're going to live and perceive everything your own way. So you should love your body and everything it does for you, because just the fact that you're here right now, we're here together in like the same world, like that's an amazing thing your body's done for you. Do I ever have rest days? I don't. When I was doing the lifting, I took Sunday off of lifting, but I've run every single day for the past 2 years because it's something I love. I'm not telling you to run every single day if it's not something you love. Like, if someone told me to lift weights for an hour every single day, nonstop, well, first off, I'd be like, you're crazy. And then I'd be like, no, that's not for me. That's not something I have a love, passion, drive for. So yeah, let's see. What other questions do we have? Have I ever wanted to become a cheerleader? I don't even remember screenshotting this one. Okay, so I think it would be so much fun to just be cheering like all the time. That's why I love watching games, because it's like you get to get excited when the players you're cheering for and supporting like do well. It's just the adrenaline rush. So yeah, I did want to become a cheerleader. I was actually a cheerleader for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when I was like, I must have been like 6 or 7. They had like a little program where all these little girls got to go out there with like all the adult women. It was so much fun. Like, I remember that. Yeah, another question about the bulking and if it worked for me. Yes, the caloric surplus did make me gain, and I did put on muscle. And if you were following along on my Instagram, I thought you could definitely see the progress, and I got people hyping me up all the time. Felt good. I love you guys. Thank you for that. But like, even then I saw the changes that I wanted, and like had that the lifestyle wasn't maintainable for me mentally. I was just not there. And like, your mental health is just equally as or more important than your physical health. Like, they go hand in hand. So you have to think about both of those things when establishing any routine or trying to incorporate any new habit into your life. Oh, do you weigh yourself? I get a lot of weight related questions. So I only weigh myself when I go to the doctor, or when I had like a consultation at Crunch, so they would like see where my weight started before I started bulking. And I was like 110, and then I bulked, and then I got like muscle and gained. I got to like 120, and that was like probably last time I measured was like 2 weeks ago. I don't do it religiously, so I don't know how my weight's changing. It's literally all about how I feel. Like, I've always had a really similar build, and my body just kind of adjusts to whatever sports and things I'm doing at the moment. When did I start playing flag football? I like this question. I started, okay, it doesn't really count, but I like played a little bit in 8th grade, but like they didn't even tell us what to do. They just put us out on the field. Like, I ran the wrong way. And then freshman year, I became a part of Robinson flag football, the most incredible flag football program. Like, the coaches are amazing. My coach is Coach Saunders, and he's really helped me for sure, because he kind of like believed in me and like found me a spot on the team, and just like really accepts me for the kind of person and player that I am. So like, I'm not the starting center, and I'm okay with that, because I get to grow and like practice with the starting center and like be on varsity, and that's like such an incredible accomplishment for this team. I'm gonna say it again, Robinson flag football. Check out our Twitter, check out everything. Like, you can see some really cool pics. How do I deal with the hate? So I feel like this is a really general question, but I get like a lot of hate, so I'm glad it's kind of general. Like, people, I feel, want to compare their lifestyles to me, and they see that we're really different people, but instead of finding love in that, they find a way to bring me down or try to bring me down. So sometimes I try not to let the comments get to me, but other times it's difficult. Like, it's one thing if like, oh, I got one negative comment, like, oh, you can just brush it off. But then sometimes like they start to pile on top of each other, and like, it's a lot harder to move on from that when people are constantly giving you hate. So I haven't been doing as many TikToks and things like that, because I can't post a video of me running without someone saying I'm starving myself. And that makes me really upset because I want to take care of my body and do the things that I love. And a bunch of strangers who don't really know me or care about my well-being are criticizing my lifestyle. So the hate is really frustrating, but then there's this huge part of me that just like loves and wants to see and like connect with the good in people. Like, if I can have more positive interactions on social media, I can forget about all the negative ones. And the people on my Instagram make that so much easier every day. And I feel like YouTube is a really nice place. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna have any problems on here, and I can be like more wait, I forgot what the phrase is. I can be more like myself, unforgivably myself. That's what it is. Like, I just want to do me and like share me figuring out the process. Like, I don't know everything I love yet. I definitely don't know everything I hate yet. And my life is Bella's balance, so I'm gonna find all those things and figure it out. How did me and my boyfriend meet? My boyfriend is Adam. He's gonna be helping me edit this tomorrow. My camera's been like crooked this whole time. Sorry guys. And so basically we met at like the beginning of quarantine. We started Snapchatting each other. We did the Instagram thing back and forth. So he requested to follow me. So I requested to follow him. And then we both followed each other. And then he unfollowed me. So I unfollowed him. And then he requested me again and we added each other on Snapchat. So like, if you know, you know, like that I guess happens. And then we were friends for like 4 months, 5 months. Then we started dating June 10th. So it is May 1st right now, which means we have our 10-month anniversary in just over a week. So that's really exciting. I like that question. When did you start getting into all these workouts? Like I said, I've worked out, done sports like my whole life. Middle school, I did like softball, volleyball. I played tennis with my dad like all the time. I've always loved working out. Like, I'll go to the gym. Before, I had it as a daily routine because I was like prioritizing volleyball. I did club for like a really long time. So I just like have always loved working out and like pushing myself and testing my limits and like seeing how strong I can be, how many push-ups. That's like my biggest flex. Every single year for flag football conditioning, I win the push-up competition, and we didn't do it this year because of COVID, but I would have won. I would have won 100% and get my push-ups in. How many hours of sleep do you get? It depends. So I try to go to bed. I'd been slacking probably like 2 weeks ago. And then I like got back on my shit. I was like, okay, you can do this. Like, we're gonna be in bed at 9:30. And then I could not put my phone down until like 10. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, 10 o'clock, she still went to sleep. But the next day I had to wake up at 6, so it was like exactly the 8 hours of sleep. I don't know. So I try to get 8 hours. Obviously that's the goal, but realistically I end up anywhere between 7 and 8. So yeah. Tips on getting to bed earlier. Turning off your phone, and I struggle with it too. Like, you just want to know what everyone's doing, like last minute. Like, okay, good night. Oh, the good night tag. I do that with Adam. So like, it just keeps me up. And getting to bed earlier as well. If you're not tired, like you could get to bed earlier and lay in bed and just be like, I'm just not tired, like I'm not feeling it. Try to wake up really early. And then like the more activity you kind of do, like wear yourself out a little bit, and then you can fall asleep earlier and then go a little easier the next day, but then you get tired again. Like, if you can change your inner clock to like adjust to a slightly earlier time, that's how you can do it. And then waking up early, it's just an alarm. It's always an alarm. There's no other secret tip. I just turn on my alarm. If you know you hit snooze and you want to be up at 6, your alarm gets set for 5:52. So you can hit snooze and then get up and get your day on. Like, you have to know yourself. My religion, I don't have a religion that I identify with. I love kind of exploring other religions and things like that, and like seeing what I could believe in, and like, okay, what if this was real, and just kind of like going into a deep dive about that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any one set answer, but I do know that it's really fun to like change your beliefs and like experiment with different things. Ooh, I love this question and like how it's worded. Do you eat what you want or what you know is good for your body, or both? I will eat whatever I want when I want it. Like if it's something I want in the moment, it's making a memory, it's out, like homemade, yes, I'm gonna have it. But if I get to choose foods, I would pick foods that are best for fueling my body and my runs. And it honestly just depends where my mentality priority is. Like if my priority is like, I don't think this XYZ is going to fuel me properly for whatever workout I want to do, whatever assignment I have to complete, like your food and water fuel the other aspects of your life too. It's not just working out. Like you eat and drink water to live. It's not just to work out. So yeah, it's definitely a combination of both. If I really want something, I'm not gonna say no to that. Especially if like it's something, oh, my family makes good food. Oh. You and Pete work out together a lot, but does your mom ever work out with you? So update on my family situation. Like my parents and I are so close. I literally love my family. I also have a brother named Cole, so that's the whole family. Dog named Lily Grace. I'm getting a bunny next week. Sorry. I'll tell you about that too. My mom has sleep insomnia, so she doesn't really get a lot of sleep at night, so she's definitely not up really early. Her prime hours of sleeping are probably from 5 to 7 in the morning. So if she gets 2 hours of sleep, that's when she'll get it. So that obviously has an impact on her ability to wake up at 6 with my dad and I, or 5 depending on the morning. But she's very supportive of my working out journey, and like if I can, like if I have a study hall period or a class or a break, I'll go to the gym with her later in the afternoon. Like she's very passionate about it too. Like she wants to take care of her body, and as she should. I love her. How do you stay positive when things don't go your way? So life's not going to be perfect. Like you're not going to get to do everything you love all the time, but you do get to choose your attitude towards it. So like if something happens, there's a reason. Like it could be like you're not dead. You're still alive. You still get chances to do other things. Like so if something doesn't go my way, it's just like that's fine. It's one loss in the game of life. Like one step back and then like 19 steps forward, because everything's great and you can just like move on from the negative things. There's no reason to dwell with negative energy. Like me and negative energy don't go well together. My energy is like, no thanks. So I just might as well focus on being positive. Where do I shop? I do a lot of thrifting. Shine, Sheen, Zoffel, PacSun, Urban. I think that's pretty much it. Like this shirt was thrifted. I don't know. Just pretty normal stuff. Oh, Amazon. I have like a sweatshirt and sweatpants from Amazon. Super easy stuff. Okay, I really like this question. And I think it's my last one. So, and then I'll talk about my bunny. Okay, so do you find yourself pretty? And this goes back to the insecurity thing. Like, I'm gonna have moments where I'm not as kind to myself as I should be because I'm human and I make that mistake sometimes. So if I look at myself in the mirror, I try to only say positive things to myself. I do think I'm pretty. I do find myself pretty, and I'm not gonna let myself say I'm not pretty because I don't need that to give myself that kind of negative energy. So there will be some times I don't find myself as pretty or like feel as pretty and good about who I am, where I am right now. That's fine. That's normal. You're allowed to feel that way, but you have to believe you're beautiful, because I think I'm pretty on the inside, and like that matters so much more. Like you don't, yes, I find myself pretty, and everyone should try to view themselves as pretty, because that's a way to be kind to yourself and show yourself self-love. Believe you're beautiful inside and out, because I believe you're beautiful inside and out. And if anyone tells you differently, drop them, because that's that negative energy thing I was talking. Like you're a positive you're a positive ball of light and you don't need that negative energy pulling you down. So that's like the last Q&A question I'm gonna do, but I 1,000,000% want to show you guys my bunny that I'm getting. Don't freak out. But basically, if you don't know me, I'm obsessed with bunnies. These are, oh my gosh, I have a little notification, whatever. These are like my neighbor's bunnies, or neighbors of the girl I babysit for. So freaking cute. I got to go to the same breeder and I picked out a little buddy. He's a little baby boy. He's so freaking cute. I'm either gonna name him Butter or Toast. You're gonna see when you see him, you'll be like, oh, that's the perfect name. It's so freaking cute. I'm scrolling through a bunch of pictures I took for Instagram. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be my baby boy. There he is. Sorry, my computer screen's so dirty. And then there's another picture of him. So he's a Holland Lop dwarf, which means he's like 2 pounds right now. And when he's fully grown, he's gonna be 4 pounds. Anyways, that is just another thing that's going fantastic. I hope you guys like my Q&A. I was really nervous about sitting down in front of the camera and recording because I told myself I was gonna record a YouTube video today, so I did it. Woo! But I was really nervous because I don't like messing up. I don't want to stutter. I don't want to like distract you guys. I don't know. Like, I want to be as helpful as possible. And like I mentioned before, I'm really excited to experience this like YouTube community and like see what you guys want to see, how you feel. Like, I hope this answered questions really well and thoroughly, because I get a lot of these questions very frequently. So if you're ever scrolling through my Instagram or my TikTok and you see people asking questions and you're like, oh my gosh, I just saw that in her Q&A, feel free to respond. Feel free to respond, because that way we're helping more people together, and that's what means a lot to me. So I love you guys. Have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever it is where you are. It's night here. So I'm gonna have a fantastic night. I love you guys. You're beautiful.